Strength's back in the house here. Man, you know, being on this path, I know you hear it all the time. I'm not trying to brag or anything. I've been doing this a long time. Not reviewing products. I've owned hundreds probably of different components, different combinations, different speakers, different tube amps, different solid state. Not all the topologies, but a ton. But, you know, I've always been a fan of cutting edge technology as it gets introduced to the market. And then what I do is I go to the engineers and designers that have been doing it for a long time, right? So, you know, the thing that really opened my eyes to what technology can really do is obviously the bel canto. And I hope you're watching. I had to let some guy go because he just got so sick and tired of hearing the brand. Well, I'll continue to talk about it because I believe that it will change many audiophiles' life when it comes to what is capable out there in the audio world, right? So there's a company I've been following, and I've owned and experienced it for myself. And I don't know if any of you have dug deep into Purify, okay? Now, Purify is just a company, okay? And then you got what they offer to the world, right? And of course, any of you that's deep into this knows the name Bruno Puzzi. He's the designer and engineer of the Class D modules. Now, what I'm sick and tired of hearing is, okay, these are the best. They're not the best, guys. It's what the designer that these get handed off to does with the modules, okay? Now, if you go and Google the company Purify, so I've had the experience, I've only owned one amplifier with the Igatak modules, okay? And that's NAD, the NAD M23. I'm a fan of NAD for what it offers for the price, okay? Now, NAD hasn't been doing Class D near as long as some of these other engineers, right? And bel canto, John Stronzer, is a guy that's been on the Class D path for 30 years. And it shows when you listen. And they're not even the latest modules. He prefers the Encore. That's what he works with. And there's many reasons why. I'm not a technical scientist, so I can't wrap off all the reasons why he prefers them. I think the word efficiency was there. But anyways, I mean, pretty new to market in the last 5 years have been these drivers, man, that have come to the audio world, and they're the Purify drivers, and they're really expensive, guys. I've experienced the 6.5 inch driver, and I gotta say, I've never experienced anything like it on my entire journey here. These drivers, you know, on paper can get down to like 25 hertz, right? Now, whether you want to use a speaker that size in a room that's large to achieve that is up to you, right? They can do it, but usually there's going to be DSP involved. So I match speaker sizes to room sizes regardless of the technology. But what I will say is these Purify drivers, I think they're, you know, they're around $600, $650 a piece. And they got a funky looking surround that in the pictures literally looks like it's all torn up. But when you get it in person, it's not, it's uniform. There's 4 sections that protrude out on the rubber surround. And then there's 4 that protrude in. So this is a very, very complex design, right? But what I heard, even at really low levels, was absolutely unbelievable. I've never experienced it in my entire life. Regardless of size of driver, these things are serious. And, you know, I'm so grateful to be on the path of the cutting edge. And I know that I'm not going to go back. I'm not going to go backwards. I'm only going to go forward. And as you can see behind me, guy, the system doesn't change. I don't need to change it to entertain people. You know, I'm content with what it is back there. And there's been something new introduced to the space, the entire space, and I'm mind blown. I'm blown away by what they're doing, and whether they become part of the stable is another issue at hand. But I mean, I'm telling you guys, if your mind is closed and you call yourself a so-called purist, you're going to be left in the dust with what audio is going to do in the next 10 years. I'm sorry, Class D is going to take over. Companies like Purify, they're just proving that things can do what people just don't expect them to, you know? And whether the Eigentak module is the so-called best, I don't even use that word in this journey because it's just not a good word to use. There is no such thing as best. Maybe the best for you, but you just can't use that term, and you gotta leave your mind open to what is possible. I've already had it. I've experienced it. That's why the Kanto's staying, man. It's staying for the long haul. And I'm so grateful to say that to you. You know, one guy bought the Black EX. He commented he's coming from really high-end separates, way more expensive. And his words were, this unit plays with the big boys. Now, that alone tells you, right? But these Purified drivers, man, they're serious. It's just incredible. I really hope that they get implemented into lots of different speaker designs. I'm sure you already know what I'm talking about, though, when it comes to what I'm experiencing. Oh, man, it's a joy. I'm so grateful to be on this cutting edge path and believing in these designers that are moving forward with the technology. How can you not? Like, really, you're going to miss out. I mean, I'm a purist. I like pure sound. I like to have only what's doing what it's supposed to in my room, not to have a component that does all these things that I don't need. I'm utilizing everything but one thing that the Bel Canto does, right? That's the headphone section. But, you know, there's the purists that say, oh, I got to have the pre and the power and the thing. But, you know, I just think it's in this future, it's not needed anymore. You can find devices that will blow you away that do everything, and it saves you a lot of squirrel cage thinking, like I should change this, I should change that. I just wasn't having fun with that anymore. Some of you may still be having fun doing that, but I know how detrimental one change can be in an audio system when you've been doing this for a long, long time. It can be devastating. I mean, I've heard what even an interconnect change can do. So let alone a component. It may cause you to start all over again. I'm just not into it, man. I'm content with what I got. I'm on the cutting edge technology path and will continue to be, and will continue to bring content that relates to that to you. So, you know, again, thanks so much for the people that actually don't just watch me, they support me financially. And, you know, anything that someone sends my way, I'm extremely grateful for. It keeps me working. I got to keep working. I got to keep doing this. I'm never going to be a bigwig on YouTube because the content is different. It's just coming from pure experience. There's no reviews because I would never do that. I don't, you know, your room is completely different. Don't even listen to me. I mean, take it with a grain of salt. But I mean, everything that I have recommended to people, they have come back. And they're blown away just the way I was, right? So I'm very, very careful, guys, when I'm doing that because I don't want to spend your money. You know, I know how important it is to get it right in your rooms, right? So, right? Anyways, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I'm going to keep doing what I do, so like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye-bye.